Hello, Blue from Blue's Allotment. I haven't seen you for a while because it's been a bit of a disaster down here. I caught all the water I could in the winter. I had 5 or 6 big 50-gallon drums. They all went, and I've been carting water from my house down here every day, which is a bit of a pain, but I'm doing it. But you can see, even though I've watered these cucumbers, they're just gone today. Yesterday they was green, today they're just shriveled up. And I'm watering every day. The peppers are okay. Otherwise, you know, hard work. In this greenhouse we've got tomatoes, but some of them ain't very good. There's some of it and they're just dropping off the vine. So still some on there, but you can see they're all look a bit iffy. And then the best crop I had so far is my shallots. I just harvested them. I got a whole load of them in there drying out. They're really, really good, they are. Well, you dry them and then they store. You just dry them first, get in, and they'll all. You clean them up, and then you just store them for the winter. Just take all the old dead skins off, and that's a finished product. See, sampled a few of these on my plate, and then when you cut them, the skins are like tough on here. I think that's due to lack of water. But I have been watering them, and you can see the water every day. I put that amount of water in the bottom of the tray. So I can't really make out what's happening. I think I'm supposed to spray them as well, but I haven't got the water to do that. Now these are what you call sort of bush tomatoes. You grow these outside, and these are okay. So I water them every day, give them a good water. And I got them in a big pot in the ground, so the water actually don't run everywhere. So you can, as you can see, there's plenty coming on. And then here, we've got the courgettes. Now I haven't watered these very much, and they seem to be all right. They're all, you can swallow it. They're not great, but they're surviving. I've dug all the early potatoes, my first earlies. And these are what I got left, main crop, but they don't look very good at all, do they? All wilted, needs a good rain. And then these are the butternut squash. I've been watering them every day. You can see they're in a big tub, but they still can't get enough water on. I think the leaves need watering as well. And I've got a friend in Barren St Edmunds who's got butternut squash, and he's on there twice because he's got water, mains water, and he sprays his every day, and they're 10 times better than that. These are lettuces which were looking really good, and then I couldn't keep them watered enough, and they're all just gone to seed or just bolted, so they're no good at all. I've got a few on that end which are still edible. On this end, a couple there, and my red beet there. So the red beet are all the leaves are gone brown. They're still okay though, but they look a bit iffy, but they're eating okay. They're quite big. These are my cut flowers, asters, and they haven't had any water whatsoever, and they're not 100%, but they're still looking, they're now coming on flower. So I've got 4 rows of leeks here. I set them quite deep, and I think they must have gone down for the water because they look okay, and they haven't had a drop of water, haven't watered them at all. Yeah, but you can see I've got a pumpkin there, which is disastrous. And I've got a friend who has one as well, on another allotment in another place. And he's got access to water, and he's kept it real watered, and he's got a pumpkin as big as this watering can already. As you can see, there's plenty of black currants on there, but you can also see there's some of the branches are dying through lack of water. They normally go down and get water, but they're not doing it this time. The same with this one. Look, another one here. Look, all dying on the. Never had it before. So quite disastrous, really. Rhubarb's all gone. All the lack of water. So the dead one is the one we had in the spring. When I showed you in the spring, we was pulling it early, and I pulled most of that off there. But this one wasn't touched because I didn't have surplus to requirement, but it seemed like it's survived a bit. Asparagus, that's all come to an end now, and you just leave it, all goes to seed, then you cut it down in the winter time. Well, here's my crop of onions. I've got red and golden colour, and I turned them all over about 4 weeks ago, and that encouraged them to ripen quicker and the moisture to go out of the leaves. So they'll be ready to fork up now and store. I'll be doing that in the next week. The carrots are doing okay. They're most probably the max they're going to get now. They won't get any much bigger than that because they're early nants, a small early carrot. But the tops are gone, but they'll still be okay. It's just a green on the top. I harvested these beans. There's 3 rows. I've had quite a few off here, and the rest I'll probably just keep for seed now. There's just a few more on here, but they got a bit old now. And then we got the runner beans here growing up the fence, which are all on flower, but again they need spraying so the flowers set. So the flowers are just dropping off because it's so dry. So whether I'm going to get a crop or not, I don't know. I've got a few coming on this other bed round here. There's none on here, but I've got some coming on. There's some coming on, but not many because the flowers have dropped off. So there's a few here, but there should be loads on there by now. But as I said, that you've got to spray them to keep the flowers on there. But we've got a nice crop of, I don't know what they are, but they're nice flowers. They grow tall. So in this frame, I had, what do we have in there? Greens in there, and they all went to seed. So I pulled them up, put them in a compost heap, and just get it cleaned out, ready to do something with. So in that frame we had broccoli, which all went, well, I harvested about 25% of it. The rest of it went to seed, and that was short-lived. And on this side, we've got a bed of sweetcorn, which is again not doing great. It's got sweetcorn on there, but again it's too dry. You can see by the bottom, and you just can't keep it watered enough. Quite a few on there. So here we have another bed of cut flowers, asters again. These were set a bit earlier than the other bed I showed you, so these are all nearly on flower now, but these again haven't been watered at all, so they're doing quite well really for no water. We've got a good old bed of raspberries, so it just got to get red now, but some of them are just only a few. The rest of them are waiting for a rain, I think. Then on the end here we've got some sunflowers, which are all nicely on that. Again, you can see how dry they are. The leaves are going a bit brown. Yeah, these are blackberries I put in the winter time, and they look like they're had it and all. They should be coming on now, but again, the lack of water. Well, we should have a bumper harvest with raspberries, if that little bit of rain later on, hopefully, because you can see there's plenty on there. Just got to turn red. Yeah, so these are French climbing beans. I put these in a bit later because the first lot, if you can remember, got frostbite when there was a frost, so I had to redo them again. But they are now coming into fruit. So these onions are ready to harvest. They are a bit early this year, but due to the dry and warm weather. So I'll bunch them up, put them in bunches of about a dozen and hang them up in the shed, and then they'll store for the winter. This is a row of broad beans. I'll just leave them, and I'll cut them off and leave the roots in the ground because that'll be like good for the nitrogen. The roots are good for leaving in there. The cosmos I put in. Some of them are flowered and some haven't. There's still a few flowers on there, but again, you know, that they needed more water than they've had. Yeah, so here the red beet, as you can see, all the leaves have gone brown, but they're still quite okay to harvest, which is good. These are the courgettes. They're quite bountiful this year. Plenty on there. I haven't given too much water, but they're all harvesting quite well. So this is the one I put in first. Well, second really. The first one got frost, so I had to put the second one in, and then I'd done a third one over there. Well, I just showed you, but as you can see, I haven't watered these, but I mulched them, which made them a bit better. And you can see by there, they're quite, you know, quite a nice size. Just harvest these, and you want to get them small, otherwise they'll be like marrows. If you leave them a few days, they get as big as marrows. The lettuces, what you call cut and come again, and I've already harvested them, most of it, and then the few bits I did leave are all growing again, like, so we'll probably get another crop out of that. So these are my second crop of sunflowers. I put these in late and just filled this little corner up, and then they'll start to go, and they haven't had much water either. And the lavender I put in, I think I put that in about February. I got 3 of them, so that hopefully they'll grow together before long. So I just got one, and the bees love them. Yeah, so I planted these in March, these French marigolds, and they're doing quite well, and they attract the bees. They love them. These are cherry tomatoes, very small, and they're small because they haven't had enough. You can't keep water in the basket, but I've had quite a few off here. As you can see, they're only very tiny, but they're very nice. Then we got different colour ones. These are yellow ones. Taste the same, different colour, but they're very small. Look at all these on here, loads. And it's the right colour, it's not wilted or anything. See if there's any on this one. I think there's a few on this one as well. These retain the water because I got them in a bucket, sunk in the ground earlier, and a couple are okay. So we're going to harvest these, see what they're like. Hopefully they're okay. See, this one's a bit funny, so you won't be eating that. Put it in a compost bin. Well, that's it for tonight. As you can see, the struggle we have, but we'll keep pushing on and trying to improve things by getting a bit of water to stuff, but that might rain, who knows? It's got to rain at some point. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. God bless.